What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Cameron from Sky Games Canada, and today we have another awesome mixed video game haul just like last week, except this time a few different consoles. We got the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, Nintendo Wii for the majority, and then a couple other Nintendo games sprinkled in there, which are some retro and some modern too. I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who has checked out our previous videos. Our views are going up by a lot. I know it's only small numbers for some, but it's large numbers for our channel, so thank you for that. We've also reached 80 subscribers, which is 10 more since our last video was uploaded, which again, small numbers, but it's awesome to see. So thank you so much. Make sure you help us reach our goal of 100 subscribers by June if you enjoy this kind of stuff. But without further ado, let's get into the unboxing. We are going to start with our Xbox 360 games, then move into our PlayStation, and then our Nintendo games for this haul. This is actually our largest haul yet. It beats our Nintendo DS pickup from a few weeks ago of 37 games, and this is 38 games. We are consistently now seemingly getting bigger pickups. Let's hope that continues. First game of the video is Gears of War 3 in really great shape. An absolute classic for the console. It is complete. And I do own this in the Steelbook edition, but it's nice to have this regular edition here, complete going to the inventory. And next up is Halo 3. We've had this a couple times, or at least we've definitely had a couple Halos so far in the last few videos, but that's always good. And this is actually not the only Halo 3 we got. We actually got 2 Halo 3s today. And I mean, you can't go wrong. One of the best Halo games of all time. One of the best Xbox 360 games of all time, I should say. And we have one of my favorite Xbox 360 games, or just games in general. This is Midnight Club LA Complete Edition. When I was testing this game, it was actually on my original Xbox 360, and so I got to load up my old save file, and I instantly loaded in my Lamborghini that's all bright yellow, and man, what a throwback. I used to play this game all the time in high school. Love that game. If you haven't played it, it's one of the best racing games that you can get. Really good. And also, speaking of one of the best games you can get, we got the orange box here. This one is really popular. It has Half-Life 2, Team Fortress 2, and Portal. That pretty much explains why it's so popular, but it's become a little bit of a collector's item as well on the 360, and it's a really good collection there. Grew up playing those games and still would love to go back and play them. I just haven't in a long time. Next is a game that I used to also play so much as a kid. This is Rock Band 2. I had this on Wii growing up, and I still have it. But man, so many memories with this game. This one came with so many good songs. Just absolutely love this game. The Who, Pinball Wizard, one of my favorites there. Linkin Park, Guns N' Roses, Guess Who, Foo Fighters. Man, so many good ones on that one. And our last Xbox 360 game is one that I'm a sucker for. It is a Steelbook Assassin's Creed 3. Is absolutely gorgeous condition. Look at that. So nice there. Like our Doom 3 one we picked up not long ago, it's in really nice shape. No dents or anything like that. The only thing though is that it doesn't hold the discs properly. And I'm not sure if that's like how it's supposed to be. It looks like it. It's not damaged in any way. But I don't really like that. I think they definitely could have done a better job there. But can't complain with a very nice Steelbook. And now we're going to jump into our PlayStation 3 games. And the first one here is Resistance 2. I think I've said this before. I think we picked up Resistance in one of our first videos. Resistance 1, 2, and 3 is my favorite trilogy. Some of my favorite games on the PlayStation 3. If you have not played them, they're cheap games to pick up, and they are fantastic. Single player or co-op story, and it's just really good. And here is the first one. That is our next game of the haul, Resistance Fall of Man. And all of these games, honestly, so far have been in excellent shape. I think there was only a couple in this haul that weren't, but for the most part, yeah, really solid. And one that came with many people's PlayStation 3. Did you get this game with your PS3 when you got the console? This one was a lot of fun, and it showed off the capabilities of the PS3. And there's just an example of one of the games that wasn't perfect there. But it showed off the capabilities of the PS3 graphics-wise, gameplay-wise. It was a really fun concept, and it's still a really fun game. It's not worth anything. but it is a fun game to grab. It's kind of like, to me, the ATV Off-Road Fury 2 for the PlayStation 2. Just a fun game to have, a good game to have in your collection for playability, but it's not going to be a rare one or expensive one. And next is a really cool one. My girlfriend and I love the Lost series on TV, and we've never played this. Actually, we didn't even know it existed, so this will be fun to play through together and just see how it plays. I don't know what it's like. Clearly it's some sort of adventure or obviously a story mode. You do see all the characters here and get to find out all the secrets on the island, but I don't really know how the gameplay is, so we're gonna jump into that blind and hope it's good. But if you have played it, let us know. Is it a good playthrough? And next game here is another one I really enjoyed as a high schooler. This is Far Cry 3. Really, really fantastic game. And I played the 4th one, but still have yet to play any of the ones newer than that. Primal always interested me, but I never ended up getting that. And next we have 3 of the same game here, but it's a good one to have 3 of for LAN parties and all that. We have 3 copies of Call of Duty Black Ops. They're all complete, all in excellent shape. We just got one with a damaged case, which we will sub out. But man, you cannot go wrong with Black Ops. My first introduction to zombies was this. It had me absolutely hooked that immediately I went out and got World at War once I was initially done with Black Ops Zombies. But obviously I've been going back to it over the years. The first Black Ops and second Black Ops, I just love the zombies mode so much. So we got 3 copies of that. Great to add to our inventory. Always pleased with those games. And next is another duplicate here, but we have slightly different versions. This is Batman Arkham City, the regular edition, and then the Game of the Year edition. So that's really neat to have here. The cover art is slightly different on the front and back, but for the most part the same game, except the Game of the Year comes with a few extra bonuses. So I haven't played these games, so I have no idea what they're like, but I do know that they are complete and in really nice shape. Last PlayStation 3 game, and then we have some PlayStation 2 games to show off. It is Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Nothing too special. I know Assassin's Creed games are super common, but this is not one I've played before. Odyssey is my favorite, but let me know, is this a good one to try? I really wanted to try them. I wasn't sure what order to go in. I don't know if I need to go in order or not, but I'm wondering, where do I jump in? Because I don't have the longest attention span, so I don't know if I realistically will be playing from the first game all the way to the newest game. So where do you recommend I jump in if I've played Odyssey, a little bit of Valhalla, and I've watched someone else play a little bit of Mirage? Let me know. And going into the PlayStation 2 games now, next up is Sly 3, Honor Among Thieves. Really cool cover art here. I did get to test out this game and the first one. I've never played the second one before, but this is really cool. I've never played these growing up, and again, I've only played these in testing, but these are games that I would love to add to my own personal collection one day and try out in full. They look really cool, and they're definitely a popular one. I get asked about these games all the time at shows when we don't have them in stock, but this one is in really nice shape, so really happy about that. And the next few PS2 games were nothing too special, but we have Rock Band Track Pack Volume 2, which is one I never played actually. I played a lot of the Rock Band editions and versions and all that, but never had this one, but I would have liked to. I see Red Hot Chili Peppers Snow, one of my favorites, Lynyrd Skynyrd's Simple Man, they got Weezer here, Blondie with Call Me, like some really good ones here, The Police, Message in a Bottle, tons and tons of good songs on this track pack, so that one's awesome to add. And then the original Rock Band right here, that's also good if you don't have it, to play all these awesome tracks here. Lots of good ones. I'll let you pause there if you would like. And the last PlayStation 2 game and last PlayStation game for the haul is Hard Rock Casino, and nothing special, just it's not complete. It's a super cheap game. It's also got this annoying sticker that I gotta get, but that's all right. A game is a game, and we're happy to add that. So that finishes up our PlayStation section. We're now moving on to the Nintendo section. We have some really interesting stuff I'm gonna save for the end. There are some vintage cartridge games, one complete in box, but we are gonna get to that after we get to our Wii games. All right, we're gonna move this aside, hopefully make enough room for the Wii games here, and that should be good. Gonna need a bigger table and hopefully a nicer table in the future, but this is all we got for now. All right, the first Wii game of the lot here was Toy Story 3 in very nice shape as well. Complete, It actually also has this cool poster, which is awesome. Let's have a look. I loved when games would have posters in them. They're just so cool. I used to hang them on my wall in my game room, but I don't have a game room anymore. I just have a small spare bedroom that I use with my game shelf here and a couple shelves in the background and my desk. But anyways, this poster is just super cool. Always loved getting these in games, especially as a kid. I just found them very exciting. So the fact they included that with this game is very cool. And great first game for the Wii Haul. And second is another duplicate here. It is called Monster 4x4 World Circuit. I'd never heard of this game before. It is one of those very cheap Wii games. They are both in really nice shape and complete. And I tried it out, and actually, you know what? It was a lot of fun. You do steer like this with the motion controls, and I don't know. It was just really fun for a really cheap game. I know sometimes Wii games can be hit or miss, especially with the motion. But I don't know. I thought it was really fun. I think it's worth like the $5 or $6 that it goes for. I think it's a pretty neat game. I was thoroughly impressed. And the next game, which is about the same price point, same level of shovelware, if you will. It's called Mini Desktop Racing. And this game, I didn't enjoy as much as the Monster 4x4, but it was a really cool concept. You play as basically a toy Mini Cooper, and you go across the desks and, you know, bedrooms, offices, etc. So that one is a neat game. I just found it didn't control as well. It was more top-down. I didn't like it as much as that one, but next is Jeopardy, also a duplicate here. We picked up a few duplicates, which is totally fine. We wanted to bulk up our inventory and get some good games, even if they are cheap games. That's totally fine, just to help somebody else build their collection and have a little bit of variety to look at our shows. So we got Jeopardy here. I've always loved Jeopardy growing up. I watched it with my dad growing up, and then when my girlfriend and I lived with my parents for a couple years as adults, we would always watch Jeopardy with my dad still. So that was a really cool tradition. I really love these games. I play it on the Super Nintendo. I haven't really played the Wii version other than when I tested these, but it was really fun to do that. I just love Jeopardy overall. It's my favorite game show. And also, surprisingly, the Wheel of Fortune game, I also have that in my personal collection. I'll show you that really quick. We also picked this up a couple weeks ago as well, but this game is really fun. I did not expect this, because I never watched this growing up, but the game is really fun. I also have Deal or No Deal on the Wii in my personal collection, so that's kind of interesting too. I did watch this a little bit growing up and did play the game a little bit, but my favorite for the games still has to be Wheel of Fortune, but my favorite to watch on TV still has to be Jeopardy. Anyways, back to the games that we picked up, and another duplicate here of Game Party. A decent Wii title. It is definitely not like the Wii Sports Resort, or Wii Party, which are excellent titles. This was a third-party game with a few game modes here. On the cheap side, it's very good to get a variety of mini games here, and this is a totally fun game to add to your collection, especially if you're just looking for party games and co-op games. So we got 2 of those to add just to try to bulk up our inventory. Next is Cabela's Big Game Hunter. I've played a couple of these games, nothing for the Wii though, so it was really interesting trying that out. I really like the Hunter, Call of the Wild on PC. I play that quite a bit. It's especially fun with some friends. So I do enjoy this genre occasionally. Not my favorite genre, but it was really cool to pick this up. We have another in the sort of Guitar Hero / Rock Band genre here with Band Hero. This is one I had, but I don't really remember playing this one much. I think I only played it a couple times. But let me know, did you play Band Hero more than Guitar Hero Rock Band? I was always mostly a Rock Band player, and other people I know were mostly Guitar Hero players. Was anybody a Band Hero player? I don't know if that is a thing, so let me know if that was you. And the last Wii game here, before we get into some other cool Nintendo stuff, is Bakugan Defenders of the Core. I really liked watching this show as a kid, but I never played any of the games, so it looks really interesting. And I don't know if Bakugan games are ever like going to go up and become kind of like niche, but it doesn't seem like that at the moment. They're very cheap games to get. First up of this mix of Nintendo stuff is a GameCube game. This is Naruto Clash of Ninja, one that I also played as a kid. Really like these games, but I was never into Naruto too much. I was more of a Dragon Ball and Inuyasha guy growing up, but it is cool to see a Naruto game on the GameCube, one that I did have and did enjoy as a kid. so that's super cool. I'll do the modern games before I go into the really retro games. We got 2 Nintendo Switch games in this lot. The first one here is Hello Neighbor. I never actually played this. I always wanted to. I did test it out and it was really interesting. It was different than I thought it would be, but it was really cool. I hope to get like the newer ones on the PC sometime and try that out. It looks really fun. If you haven't heard of it, definitely check it out. And the second Nintendo Switch game and last Nintendo Switch game here, Green Adventure Farmer Friends. It's a My Universe game. They make like a few different kinds of, I guess, cozy games for the Nintendo Switch. This one here is a farming game. It has really good reviews, so it would be worth a try if you're into the farming genre. But look at this, the My Universe games here. Interior designer, puppies and kittens, fashion boutique, cooking star, pet clinic, and school teacher, and my baby, of course. So I heard their games are pretty decent. This one has, again, really great reviews, so check it out if you're into those kind of games. We have 2 games left in this haul. They are both for the NES. Both are exciting. The first one is one of the best games of all time, and one we have picked up before, Super Mario Bros. 3, also in super nice shape. And I don't remember if we talked about this last time, but this is, as you can see here, a Canadian copy, and the way we can tell is not only by that code there, but on the back, you can see that it has the English and the French. I don't believe we've mentioned that in a previous video, and it's possible that we didn't get a Canadian copy before, but here is a Canadian copy for those of you who are not in Canada and were wondering what our version of games look like. They have to have French on the label. It is a requirement of all packaging of all items. So anyway, there is that. So really happy to add another Super Mario Bros. 3. Fantastic game too. And our last game is actually the only ever complete in box NES game that I have ever owned, either in my personal collection or inventory for Sky Games. It is nothing major, so don't be expecting like Zelda or something like that, but it is Hollywood Squares. Again, maybe a bit anticlimactic for some, but this is the first original NES game in box that I've ever owned and maybe even ever held. So I know it's Hollywood Squares, but I think this is an awesome find. This is really cool. It is 38 years old. It's from 1988, I believe it said. Yeah, 1988. So 37 or 38 years old, and it's really nice shape. I know it's not absolutely mint, but I would say it's in good shape overall. Definitely the top is probably the worst part here, but let's take a look on the inside. This is where I was really impressed as well. So let's see. So it comes with this cover. It is not the Nintendo branded one, but that's just fine. But the game itself is in super nice shape. Looks brand new. And again, it's almost 40 years old. That just amazes me. And here you can see, yeah, this is a perfect example. This is the American copy. It does not have the French and does not have Spanish on it either. And it says USA there. So there's a little bit of a difference from us just north of the border from our American watchers. And inside here is also a manual and a little bit of styrofoam at the bottom. And let's check it out. Also looks like brand new, like it's never been really used or taken out here. But man, I miss manuals coming with games. I used to love reading them in the car ride home. It was super neat. Never for the NES though, that was before me. Really nice to have that. Yeah, really great shape. Can't complain about that. And I know I say this probably too much, but I can't complain about the hauls we have been getting lately. Absolutely fantastic pickups that I've been really pleased with. We've got some great games here to spice up our inventory. I know there were a few duplicates, but that's fine. We often sell through the games that are in the lots that we show on YouTube. Many of the games are already gone. Some games are not. They will eventually find the right home. But the point is, it is okay to get some duplicates. I am definitely okay with that. And Wii in my hometown has been doing really well. Lots of people have been looking for Wii, and it's been awesome to be able to provide the Wii games for them. So usually at shows, I will trade these games for Wii games because the people in my town really love Wii. That's kind of my current mission at the moment. But anyways, guys, this was an insane haul, a massive haul, lots of variety for lots of different systems. I really appreciate you watching. Make sure you go check us out on Facebook. We're sitting around 263 followers, I believe it is. And on Instagram, 665. And again, help us reach that 100 subscriber milestone if you can. If you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Let's get there before June. That would be fantastic. And make sure you like the video if you enjoy this kind of stuff. Comment below as well what your favorite game in this haul is. There are lots of fantastic games here that I played growing up that would be hard for me to choose a favorite between, like Midnight Club, Halo 3, Black Ops, Super Mario Bros. 3. There's so many good ones here. So let me know in the comments, what is your favorite game that you see here? Maybe it's Hollywood Squares. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.